Hello, your name is Cletus McCanada. You live in a rural town in Waukene, Kansas, and sadly for you, you've recently been laid off on your 9 to 5 job. So you're feeling quite down. It makes sense. And you want to get something that'll cheer you up. You go to your cabinet and you're thinking, I want to crack me open a nice can of Bush's baked beans. Really gets me happy. Some of the best beans on the planet. But you go to your cabinet, you look in, and there's nothing. It's empty. Not a can of baked beans or anything in there. You're empty. You're out of food. So you decide you hop in your 1999 Toyota Corolla and take a drive all the way to Wichita, Kansas. A 3 hour and 2 minute drive, 213 miles, all the way to the nearest Costco. So once you get to Costco, you come in the store, you go to the bean aisle, you get your favorite can of Bush's baked beans. You go over to the checkout. You go over and the person at the checkout scans your beans. You open your wallet, you see that it's $4.99. When you look in your wallet, all you got is a 5. You, Cletus McCann, only have $5 to your name, and you recently got laid off on your job. So what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make the money? Well, you're feeling quite hungry, so you buy the beans anyway. You drive the 3 hours and 2 minutes home, all the way to Waukene, Kansas. You go inside, you crack open your can of beans, you eat them cold, just the way you like them. And a plan starts brewing in your head. You think, how am I gonna pay rent? How am I gonna eat when I have no dollars to my name? I only got a penny, because the beans costed $4.99 and all I had is a 5. How am I supposed to recover from this with only a penny to my name? Well, plan brews in your head, and you have the perfect idea. You have the receipt from the Bush's baked beans, and the next day, you drive the 3 hours and 2 minutes all the way back to Wichita. You go into the Costco. You walk over there with the receipt in your pocket, sweat dripping from your forehead. You're thinking, am I really gonna go do a life of crime? Am I really gonna do this? But you remember the sweet taste of that Bush's baked beans and you say, yes, I'm gonna do this. Some more sweat dripping from your forehead as you walk to the bean aisle. You go and scan the beans as your hand is shaking. You grab your favorite one. Only one. One can. You quietly, slowly walk towards the door. You take out the receipt out of your pocket and carry it, waving it high for everyone to see that you paid for these beans. You start walking, and you walk to the door, and you step out. You look around. No one's tackling you. Nothing happened. You keep walking to the car, thinking, "Oh my God, what did I do? Did I just ruin my career? Well, I don't have a career anymore, but did I just ruin any futures? What do I do?" You get in your car, your 1991 Toyota Corolla, and you start driving back. As you're driving that 3 hours and 2 minute drive all the way back to Waukene, you're thinking, "Oh, is the cops following me? What's gonna happen?" Well, you pull in front of your house. You open the door, and you open the beans. You crack open that can and eat them cold, just the way you like them. It feels good. You're not following the society. You're a rebel, and you like it. So you decide you want to do more. You go back the next day, all the way back to Wichita, the 3 hour and 2 minute drive in your 1991 Toyota Corolla, all the way back to Costco. You walk back in there with the receipt in hand. You think, I'm going to do it again. This time, You're a little more confident, walking in with a nice stride, going over to the bean aisle, this time grabbing 2 of Bush's baked beans. You're feeling a lot more confident now. It worked the first time. No one even saw the receipt. No one questioned you. So you grab 2 beans and you walk out. Nothing tries to stop you. You go to your 1991 Toyota Corolla and you drive the 3 hours and 2 minutes all the way back to Waukene, Kansas. You crack open those 2 beans and you eat both the beans in one night. That's the first time for you ever. And you're feeling even better. Next time, you're gonna go bigger. So the next morning, you wake up, you're feeling a little more nervous. You're gonna attempt a heist that makes Ocean's 11 look like stealing candy from a baby. You're about to do something that's never been done before. You're skipping 3 beans, 4 beans. You're gonna bring a cart in and buy the whole lot of beans. You're feeling very confident. This much beans will last you years. You won't have to drive that 3 hours and 2 minutes all the way down to Costco ever again. So, well, you get in your 1991 Toyota Corolla, and you drive that 3 hours and 2 minutes, hoping that's the second to last time you get to do that. You walk into Costco feeling so confident now. The nerves have shaken off. You're ready. You grab a shopping cart, something you've never done before. Every time you go in that store, you just buy one thing of beans. But now, you're gonna double up, triple up. You're gonna buy everything. You walk in there, go to the bean aisle, and you start shoveling those beans into your cart. Every last one, shoveling all of them. I'm talking original, honey sweet, country style, brown sugar, hickory. I'm talking everything. Steakhouse recipe, the average baked bean, maple and cured beans, all the beans. You grab them all in your cart. You even grab onion flavor. You grab onion flavor. That's how confident you are. You go and you waiting by the door, and now the nerves are kind of getting into you. Your sweat's a little more dripping around your forehead. You wave the receipt at them, saying, "I just bought all these beans," until one of the employees comes up to you and says, "Hey, can I see that receipt?" And boom, it hit you. You're like, "Oh God, what do I do?" 1,000 things flash in your mind. What do you do? What do you do? Oh God, you don't know what to do. It seems like time is slowing down. You got all these beans in your receipt. You give it to him. He's looking at it, and he says, "Okay, you're free to go." He hands you the receipt, and you step out of the store with the cart. You load up one by one every single bean. The honey sweet, the country style, the brown sugar hickory, even the onion beans, one by one into your 1991 Toyota Corolla. You even are so confident, you put the cart back. You're feeling pretty good. You should go, start your car, and as soon as you start it, the sirens come. You see a cop car rolling by with the sirens on. You're like, "Oh my God, what do I do?" Okay. The cop gets out of the car and walks to your door and knocks on your window. You roll it down just a minute. You say, "Can I help you, officer?" The cop looks at you and says, "I see you got a lot of beans back there. Can I see a receipt?" Your mind's in a state of panic now. You're like, "Oh my God, did that guy call the cops? What am I gonna do? I have thousands of dollars of beans in the back of my car, and he's gonna look that I only paid $4.99 on my receipt and only bought one bean. I don't know what to do." You go to grab your receipt. You're gonna hand it to him when all of a sudden you grab the knife right there and you stab him right in the arm. He stumbles to the ground. And he calls for backup on his radio. He grabs his gun, shoots your tire, but he hits the rim, and luckily it doesn't pop as you floor it right out of there, right through the parking lot. You're brain is going crazy. You're like, oh my god, did I just stab a cop? But you like it. You're liking this life of crime. You just stole thousands of dollars worth of beans and you're getting away with it. This is what your society gets in your mind, is what you're thinking. I earned this is what you're thinking. You go on that freeway and you floor it. You look behind you. There are 3 police cars following you now. 3 whole police cars. They're gaining on you too. You start dodging in between the semi-trucks and the other cars in your 1991 Toyota Corolla, and you floor it. Although the beans are kind of dragging you down. But you get an idea. Those cops are right behind you, and I got beans in the car. You grab the baked beans, you crack them open, you throw them out the window, start throwing them out the window. They're on the road, they act like bananas in Mario Kart. Cops' cars are going, flying. You're acting like a genius now. You got the mind of a criminal is what you're thinking. So you keep flooring it, past their ducking and weaving between these cars, going crazy. When you got a police helicopter tailing you, news helicopters, everything. You got spotlights on you. Now it's a car chase.
Oncoming traffic at high speeds is just the most ludicrous thing to do, and of course, it's why would you want to hurt somebody that has nothing to do with what's going on right now? It is dumbfounding to watch this stuff. And Crystal and Juan, both of you are right. Every time we get through one of these intersections, it does for me. Even now, you get that cold chill. Another red light right there.
You got 30 more cop cars right behind you coming up. It's getting serious. There's roadblocks ahead. You don't know what to do. Oh, what do you do? You see there's a sign saying airport. So you, without question, you turn your wheel and you drive straight into there. You're heading straight towards Heist Regional Airport. You go in, you get into the airport, and you start driving on the runway. You see that private jet's gonna take off soon. You can go in now, cop cars right behind you. You're flooring it, trying to get that private jet, giving that everything you got, try to get there. Cop cars are gaining up though. But you're so close to a private jet. You go in, and you're almost there. Then you keep flooring it, driving until you do a drift right in front of the Gulfstream G150 on the other side of the runway, getting ready to take off. You go out there with your knife in hand, going threatening everyone on the plane, telling everyone to get out. You open the back of your trunk, saying everyone, load the Gulfstream G150 up with all the beans. I'm talking every single bean in there. They all get out, the pilots and everyone, and start loading them as quick as they can. You tell them in one of these beans there's a bomb, and I'm gonna blow this whole place up if you don't load up all these beans. And you just wait as they load up every single one. People are screaming, running. It's crazy. Until they're done, you force everyone out. The crew, the pilots, everyone. Even the private jet owner. Everyone out of the jet. You're feeling a little generous. You're not going to hold anyone hostage. That'd just be more people to deal with. You're going to attempt to take off with all these beans in this Gulfstream G150 with no prior experience. You don't have a pilot's license, but you're going to try. You don't have any license at all. You don't even have your driver's license. You figured it out, so you could probably figure this out. You go in, you close the hatch, and you're looking at all the buttons in the cockpit. You don't really know which is what, but you figure out how to throw the throttle forward, and it starts spooling up the engine and start moving.
Sterling 614, contact Chicago departure, good flight.
Sterling 614, have a good afternoon.
And then you lift off. You're good. There's a bunch of things beeping, a bunch of things telling you to do this and that, saying altitude. It's random things you don't understand, saying pull up or whatever. You don't understand all this, But you're doing it. As you're flying pretty steady, and you decide you're just gonna stick to one direction and keep going until you reach some other land far away from America. So you keep flying. Turns out you're going south. You keep going for hours, just straight south. You don't really know where you're going, but you're going somewhere until you reach the ocean. And you're gonna keep going far away. You want to get far away as this country so you can enjoy your beans and live a nice and peaceful life. So you keep flying for more hours until you see an island below you. And this is a pretty big island. It's right below. You're out somewhere in the ocean and they have an island and you think this is perfect. I'll land on the island and I'll enjoy my beans, live a carefree life. You're thinking of all the things you could do. You're gonna fill them up a swimming pool, swimming beans. You're gonna eat hundreds of them per day. You're not gonna have a care in the world. But then they hit you. You don't know how to land this Gulfstream G150. So you have another idea. You're a pretty brilliant guy. So you open up the hatch and you start chucking beans out. I'm talking every single bring, hickory, smoked, original, even the onion bean. You chuck all those out of there one by one, throwing them out as you're flying over this island. You're thinking you're going to go back later and find them. You're going to go and just live off the land with beans everywhere and grow bean trees and eat nothing but bushes baked beans. So you keep flying and flying until you're out. You throw it all out into these trees, next to villages you see down there, everywhere. And then now what? Well, you can't land it, so you're gonna have to jump from it. Until all of a sudden, the right engine sputters and stops. You realize, oh no, I'm running out of fuel. And then the left engine sputters and stops. And now you're starting to lose altitude. You're going down fast and you gotta think quick. You grab a lot of the blankets in the private jet. You're getting ready. You fasten them into a little parachute. And then you realize one of the only things you want to do was doing a Mission Impossible type stunt of you jumping out of an airplane as it explodes. And you're making your dream come true. This is the one thing you really ever wanted except from owning all the beans. As you jump out, that dream gets accomplished. And you feel so cool. Until you hit a tree, another tree that branches as you tumble down and hit the ground, and everything goes black. You wake up in a hospital bed 4 months later. There's a single news reporter in the room with you. He asks you, how does it feel? You answer with what? What are you talking about? You're barely mustering up the energy to just say those words. You look down. Your arms are broken, your legs are broken, you don't feel too good. But he asks, how does it feel again? And you're like, how does it feel for what? He repeats himself. How does it feel to be in Jamaica? And you're thinking, yes! Jamaica! You always wanted to go to Jamaica. It's a perfect place to enjoy all these beans. But then you realize, why is this guy here? You want to be alone with these beans. And then you ask another question. A question that confuses you. He asks, how does it feel to be a national hero? You're like, what? And he says, come with me. And you have nothing else to do, so you get in his jet and you board it and you're flying back to America. They fly you all the way to Washington, D.C. When you get there, you go to the White House. You knock on the door, and there's the President of the United States right there. He invites you inside to his room. He asks you, man, you're a true American hero. You just fed hundreds of poor Jamaicans Bush's baked beans. You gave so many starving children so many beans. You solved all the hunger in Jamaica. Everyone loves you. You just gave free food to everybody. You're a true hero. You're an American hero. You're a world hero. Congratulations, Mr. Cletus McCanada. As you shake the president's hand, you feel proud. He asks you, what do you gotta say? And he said, I just do it for the people. As you grin, knowing deeply what you wanted to do, but in the end, now you have the money. You can buy all the beans you want, carefree. You walk outside feeling strong. They say, go back to Kansas. You can buy all the beans you want. Call me anytime. The president gives you your phone number. You're feeling on top of the world. As you're walking back to Kansas, you stumble in an alleyway. Someone in the alleyway says, hey, hey, hey you. He creeps out. You say, who's there? Who are you? The man creeps out. He says, I'm Mr. Bush. I'm the owner of Bush's Baked Beans. Those are my beans you stole and gave to all those Jamaicans. Our stocks are dropping all because of you. How dare you? And now it hit you. You don't care about the president. You don't care about the press. You don't care about fame. All you wanted was your Bush's Baked Beans, and now you disappointed the one man who you saw as your idol, the one man you looked up to in life, and now you disappointed him. But he's not going to let you go easy. All of a sudden, Mr. Bush takes out a bat, a huge baseball bat, and starts swinging it at you. You duck the first blow, and you punch him right in the stomach. In self-defense, even every hit you land on him feels more painful than you give to him. He's taking his bat until he hits you right in the head. The bat cracks into a million pieces. You fall on the ground, barely conscious, and then he pulls out a switchblade. The same switchblade you stabbed that officer back there. He goes up to you. He says, you got great taste, kid, but I'm not letting you go that easy. He takes the switchblade. Up in the air, he brings it above his head, and he thrusts it into your heart. All life is flickering. You can barely think. It all fades away.